Welcome to Seeing This. I am the movie Mamba, Michael Ornelas. And to be honest, a Weird Al concert doesn't sound so bad. Joining me today is the Feisty Pisces, Erica McMullen.
That man played Qui-Gon Jinn.
Also on the call is the Gerber baby-faced assassin, Adrian Cedeno.
20 years for man's laughter. Must have been quite a joke.
That's all in reference to today's main review of The Naked Gun. Really excited about this one. Growing up with the Naked Gun trilogy, I was very concerned with the reboot, since this is the generation of reboots. But we'll get into our thoughts a little bit later. Let's dive in quickly into what we've seen this week to cover some movies maybe worth checking out. Why don't you kick us off, Erica, and tell us what you watched this week? What you seen?
Yeah. I revisited V for Vendetta, as I usually do, especially when we're getting into, politics season where seats are coming up, voting, all that kind of stuff, and kind of seeing how things play out. Love that movie. I mean, beautiful performances from Hugo Weaving and Natalie Portman. And honestly, the whole cast plays their parts well. And I also watched kind of like last night and then into today, because I cannot stay up late to save my life. But I watched Hellboy, the first one with Ron Perlman.
I've been noticing it on TV a lot the last 3-4 days. It's on TV.
Yeah, it's classic.
I hadn't realized they made one last year, the beginning of this year. But there's another one that was before that had nothing to do with the originals. I don't know what their deal is, but I honestly, Ron Perlman is my Hellboy. There will be no other.
Yeah. 100%. V for Vendetta, folks, search 6 Degrees, our former podcast, and we covered V for Vendetta on that one. I think that was one of our first episods, and Erica pretty much explains the whole movie scene by scene.
It's too much. You guys let me talk way too much that episode.
Listen, that we were learning how to fly, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Adrian, what have you seen this week?
I actually watched The Legend of Tarzan. It was actually really good. I think it came out 2016, if I'm not wrong. I really enjoyed it. Aliha looked at it and she was like, "Oh, is this the live action?" And I was like, Tarzan was a story before Disney. So no, it's not the Disney version. But she sat and watched it and she was like, "Oh, this is really good." And man, Margot Robbie, she's perfect Jane.
Crushes it, huh?
Yeah, she's so good.
Yeah, I mean, what a cast. Alexander Skarsgård, Christopher Waltz, Samuel L. Jackson, and Margot Robbie. Yeah.
I'm going to say it's worth watching, Michael. I don't know if have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, well, seen this. You can watch that one. No, I think you would actually really enjoy it. It's a nice little backstory of kind of him coming back to Africa and to all of that, but it also has the underlying slave trade that's going on, and then you also have the gorillas, and then you also have some tribal people as well. There's a lot of different factors going on, but they tie it in really well.
Nice.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good. I'll have to check that out. You watched something else, right, Adrian?
Yeah, I actually revisited the original Naked Gun from the files of Police Squad. So good. I forget that style of comedy where it's just every second it's something, it's some part of a joke. It's nonstop, some type of way to get you to laugh. Whether it's physical or some witty crack and remarks. It's definitely a fun time, even now, 30 years later.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think that's probably the first kind of spoof kind of comedy I watched. You have obviously Airplane and Major League and what is it? Your Part 2? It's not Rambo. What's it called?
Hot Shots.
Hot Shots. Thank you. Hot Shots and Hot Shots. Part 2. What I've seen this week, really quickly, I watched What Lies Beneath, Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer. Hadn't seen it since like probably it first came out. I totally forgot what it was about. It is a bit long. It is a bit I don't know if slow is the right word, but it's an incredible concept where she thinks that maybe like the house is haunted, or she thinks like some shit's going on, but really it's more realistic than that. I don't want to spoil this old ass movie for anyone who hasn't seen it, but Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer together, that should be enough of a sell to check that out. And then I also watched Almost Famous. That is turning 25 in a few
I
months here.
know. Is that
We
crazy?
may need to do a deeper dive on that one, but I just love that movie. You got my boy Philip Seymour Hoffman in it. Kate Hudson is incredible as Penny Lane, and just follows the story of a journalist, a young kid trying to make it as a journalist, following a up and coming rock band. You know, I could relate a lot to being a aspiring film critic and trying to, you know, hit the scene. So super cool, Almost Famous, great music, great scenes. Everyone is cast perfectly in that movie. If you haven't seen it, Almost Famous.
Fun fact about Almost Famous. Kate Hudson had no idea that her face was going to be on the cover and was going to be like the poster of it. She had no idea it was going to happen. And then it came out and she was super excited about it.
I think that's the first movie where I got introduced to Billy Crudup, who I absolutely love. He's one of my favorite actors when I see him in anything. Like, he's going to bring it. You know, he was Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen, in Zack Snyder's Watchmen movie. And he's just great. Jason Lee, who you don't think of, and you know, this is, I don't know what you would classify this as, a drama or a comedy or what. It has hints of both.
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like a great message in it also, but Jason Lee playing one of the band members and kind of battling Billy Crudup about the band and who's the solo act, and he actually does really well in that movie. So Almost Famous is one you definitely want to check out if you haven't seen it. Well, let's get into our review of The Naked Gun.
Have you seen this?
Have you seen this?
Have you seen this?
I know, I've seen this. I know this.
To start us off, Adrian, if you can, we're not going to forget this time, if you can go over the letterbox description synopsis so the folks know what we're getting into.
Yes, sir. Here we go. The Naked Gun, 2025, Akiva Schaffer. The law's reach never stretched this far. Only one man has the particular set of skills to lead police squad and save the world. Lieutenant Frank Drebin Jr.
Little Frank Jr. I love it. He gets referenced in the original Naked Gun. High level, what did you think, Adrian, about The Naked Gun? I know you just said that you watched the original and it still holds up. How did this compare?
I liked it. It was funny. Not quite as many gags and like physical comedy as I recognize in the first one. Rewatching it over and over again, like I'm still catching up, like new jokes or new little things that like make me laugh. Little things in the background, little details that really aren't a joke, but it just makes you laugh and chuckle. It is just missing some of those things, but other than that, it kept true. It wasn't like it paid homage where it was supposed to. I was a little torn about Liam Neeson. Just like at the first, the opening scene was even like tough to get through. Seeing him as, you know, like I will find you.
Oh, sure. Like as Taken. Yeah.
Right. As that character. But once I got through that, I felt like he was a good Leslie Nielsen.
He was a good Frank Drebin.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
Frank Drebin.
like his own interpretation, his own version of what Leslie Nielsen's character was. He did it well. I liked it.
And it's even before he got cast and this movie came out. It's like Leslie Nielsen and Liam Neeson. It's like their names always kind of like were so similar. So the fact that he got cast into this was pretty funny. Erica, what'd you think? You're very big in our group text about not spoiling anything of this movie. So let's hear your spoiler-free pitch.
I liked it. I actually loved it.
Yeah.
I think it really helps that I really love and adore Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson just as two human beings. So it was like really fun to see them as these characters. Mind you, I did watch the original Naked Gun, which I had not seen before.
Wow. Okay.
My reference to anything like Airplane was typically the movie that was put on as a child, like in that realm of comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like my reference. And then obviously, like growing up, Austin Powers was super huge for us. And then like into like Scary Movie and like other parody kind of movies. So didn't have really any kind of idea until I saw the original Naked Gun going into this movie. So I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. I was giggling, laughing. It was exactly what I wanted.
Yeah. And you know, to Adrian's point, it stays true to the type of comedy. I agree that if you watch this one, The Naked Gun, it feels like it's joke after joke after joke, which it is, but it's like a semi-automatic, whereas the original Naked Gun from the files from the police squad
auto.
is like full auto, just like jokes on top of joke, a joke behind in the background with a joke happening, right? A lot more detective inner dialogue, I think, in the original, where like the jokes are within that inner monologue. It does have that in this one, but it's not as frequent and they're not as memorable, maybe. And maybe it's just with time, like we've had from
I
the
think it
police
just wasn't
squad
the
longer.
forefront of like what they wanted to focus on, so we just didn't get a lot of it, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, it was great. But before I go any further into my spoiler free, I'm going to bring in my guest here, who's not going to necessarily summarize this time my feelings on the movie, but gives a shout out to someone who makes a cameo in this version. So that is Frank Drebin Sr. from The Naked Gun. And he here is in one of the better scenes. I mean, they're all great scenes, but one of the scenes that is held up in memory, real brief, and gives a shout out to someone who makes an appearance in the new Naked Gun.
Nice beaver.
Thank you. I just had it stuffed.
Let me help you with that.
That's it. The beaver makes an appearance. I don't know if you guys caught that. I don't think that's necessarily a spoiler, but there's a quick
little picture frame of him.
I think he's in like it's a stuffed beaver, and I think he's in like a little display case or whatever. I love this movie. I watched it twice. You know, I'm finding doing this podcast, I'll go see a movie first time, just raw reaction and how it makes me feel. And obviously if I like it or want to, you know, do a double click, I'll go see it again and I'll take my little notebook and, you know, jot down some things that hold up. And the first time it was funny. You don't know what's coming. You don't know what to expect. And the jokes hit. It's like right off the bat. When I first got in, I thought like, am I in the right movie? Because it stays true that the opening scene feels like a tense action movie. Like it feels not like a comedy, and that just kind of like diverts expectation of like, oh wait, no, this is gonna go there. This is gonna go there. You know, we've talked a few times about trailers and how they give things away. It doesn't give too much away in the trailer, but there are certain scenes like that opening scene that you see in the trailer where if I didn't see that or know about that, it probably would have hit better watching it in the movie. But yeah, this one also has certain things like in the background, not as much, but there's one I caught this time, which, you know, it's not really, it's hard to really say spoil in this type of movie, but I'll save that detail for later. But I really enjoyed it. I think to your guys' point, Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson are perfectly cast. I think they captured the essence of the original trilogy. You have Pamela Anderson, who has had a bit of a Pamela-essence with, I think, The Last Showgirl. She got some nominations in certain award circuits. I've always rooted for her. You know, I think she really made her fame, obviously, as like a sex symbol and being on Baywatch, and was really starting to turn the corner to go into acting. And then the sex tape came out and kind of took her off the rails there, for better or for worse. But it's great to see her now, and also this kind of new position she's taking on not wearing a lot of makeup, not leaning into the sex symbol side, and just being a woman and being an actress. And I thought she was perfectly cast. I couldn't imagine anyone else playing like the female lead in this movie. Should we get into spoilers? I mean, I don't want to give too much away. I think we all enjoyed it.
I want people to see this so bad.
I think we can just go to our Commodus Scale. Adrian, thumbs up, down, or even?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up for me, guys.
Immediate thumbs up. Erica, where are you going?
Two thumbs
Two
up.
thumbs.
Ooh.
Fireworks, baby. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Yeah. Thumbs up.
Yes.
Thumbs up. 3 thumbs up across the board. It's a good time. It's a lot of fun. And I'd say with the exception of maybe one scene, anyone can watch this. Like there's some jokes that are obviously more mature, but I think anyone could really watch this. There is one scene, which we'll touch on spoilers, that's a bit sexual, but I mean, it's great. There's nothing it's not too violent per se.
Here's what I'll say. Hold on. Because unfortunately, my mom one time brought my brother and I when we were a little bit too young, and we asked the attendant, hey, is Wedding Crashers an okay movie for these kids to see? And I want to say I was maybe like 11 at the time. Let's just say this is like a 14 and over kind of movie. Like, if you're thinking about it being fun for your kids, maybe at the
this movie is?
Yeah, maybe like a high school level would be like appropriate, because even the inappropriate jokes, they could maybe like giggle about it, whereas like a kid underage, they're gonna be like, Mom, what does that mean? Or I don't get it. Why is that funny when everybody else in the theater is laughing?
I think that's fair. If it weren't for like one specific scene, I think it could be even like middle school, like maybe 12 or something. But there is a scene here that's kids would raise questions if they don't know what's going on. But
I think that's when it starts, right? Sex ed would start in middle school. So
right.
I think that's probably when that joke would start to hit, is right when they're in middle school, because they're getting the joke of what it looks like as opposed to what it really is. So I think that would be the ideal like cutoff, would be
okay,
like,
well, let's put it this way.
7th grade, you know?
You're the only one here on the call with a daughter. What age would you say, Aliha, come watch this movie? Like, when would you show her this Naked Gun?
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I would avoid. I would fast forward.
That's what I'm saying. Even middle school.
Oops, I sat on the remote.
I mean, you have kids who are like at the age during that time who would get it, right? And if you have kids like that, then okay, then this would be an okay, funny movie to go watch. But if your kids, you guys know your kids. If your kids aren't there yet, just don't go see this movie.
Right. Everyone has their different parenting styles. Well, let's dive into spoilers here and talk a bit freely about the Naked Gun. Spoiler alert. What a great movie. Off the bat, you get the scene of the bank robbery, and it's just ridiculous. He's like taking the gun, he's chewing it, he's eating it. It immediately tells you, okay, we're gonna be real silly, like the Naked Gun was. The whole premise is that there's this evil tech billionaire who is creating a plot device, quite literally, that will trigger everyone's cell phones to turn them into a primal nature and like be aggressive and calm people up instead of calm them down, the opposite of calming them down. And Frank and the police squad are having to try to figure this out. Maybe we can just talk about some of our favorite bits. I think the coffee bit, where they like, it's so subtle at the beginning, right? Because you see in TV procedurals like them having coffee or handing a coffee, and throughout the movie, just random cups of coffee are being given. They're getting bigger.
He's driving and he's still getting one.
He's on the it's just every time a hand just comes in for coffee.
While
it's like,
he's
wow,
on like the freeway.
For the coffee lovers out there, what a dream.
I know, right?
They're trying to figure out the death of this guy who turns out to be, I think her name is Beth, Pamela Anderson's character, her brother, who drove off of a cliff, and there's no skid marks, and they get a crane, like a crane game, to try to pick up the car. And of course, like if you played the crane game, it drops it. Like, oh, everyone's like, fuck. I think as it progresses, there's a few things that stuck out. Adrian, I saw that they had the club there that you would have loved, the Bengal Club, where they still say the R word, retard, and they make a whole commentary on that. I immediately thought of you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're thinking of me now.
Well, hopefully it was under better circumstances than being able to use the R word. But they talk about like the good old days, you know what I mean? Like back when, you know, he's going to smoke indoors. He's got a cigar and you know, what, are you going to arrest me? You know what I mean? But yeah, they do also that whole bit where they pay homage to the original cast, right? Frank Jr. goes to the picture frame with Senior and, hey, Dad, I want to be the same, but different, which is pretty much speaking to the audience, breaking down that wall. And then you get OJ's picture. And then the black cop is getting ready to talk. And he's like, nah, nah. I wish we would have got more of him. That's the only scene that he's in.
Yeah.
That's the only scene that he's in.
My scene that stood out was Pamela Anderson, the whole take a seat. Here, why don't you take a seat? And she's like, no, thanks. And then at the end of the conversation, she's like, you know what? On second thought, she's dragging it out the place. So funny.
It's just stupid bits like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't expect that from Pamela Anderson, and it smacked. Like, it was funny.
I think that's what made it so good, is because you just see Pam Anderson just be hilarious. Like, I think it was just like these two people who, I mean, not that we don't see them in comedy roles, but like, when have you seen Liam Neeson really in like a fun comedy role that, like, you know, still has action for him to like do and flaunt and have a good time with? I'm a big fan of any time somebody is getting beaten with their own limbs that have been ripped off of them. So that was absolutely perfect.
That comes a bit later, but when like they're fighting and it's like, take a number, and Frank's just like beating each one as the numbers go down. Yeah, for sure. I think Pam, she does a great job embodying the femme fatale or the female role in the trilogy. She's like a blend of Priscilla Presley and Anna Nicole Smith, who's in 33 and a Third. As far as her looks is a bit more Anna Nicole as far as like the sex symbol, but then she plays the role of like what Priscilla Presley was. And we see a brief cameo of Priscilla Presley towards the end, which I was like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. That's great that they got her in this. I thought one thing that was really funny too, they arrest Busta Rhymes and they're interrogating him. Always good to see Busta in a movie. Higher Learning, 1995 draft. We didn't draft Higher Learning, but he's in that movie too. But like, she's like, we have the police cameras. We can see everything. And then it's like, it's him eating a chili dog. And
having to go to the bathroom.
He's got to go to the bathroom. And the way Liam like plays it, like you could feel it. Like we've all been in that place where like, oh, I got to take a shit. Like it's hitting me. I got to take a shit. And it's so convincing the way he plays it.
Yes. He is so, that's what I said. It's like so not anything we've seen him in. So I just think that it made it funnier. Like it made it funny to see him goof around and do these stupid things. I'm sorry, but like whoever picked the pink strawberry underwear for him to wear underneath the costume, that's ingenious. That's ingenious because you never get to see him like that at all. Lollipop was hilarious. Like literally, I loved this movie. I had such a good time.
Yeah. I thought of Adrian, you know what I thought of in the hot dog scene was
Friday.
I think it's next Friday, right? Isn't it next Friday or is it Friday?
Yeah, next Friday.
Next Friday. Too much hot sauce.
Yeah.
Too much hot sauce on that hot dog.
Too much hot sauce. 5 pounds lighter.
He goes to the bathroom and he's like shooting his gun to clear the way and just to use the bathroom. That was a great bit.
I also I thought it was funny, and it, like we said, it was a lot of physical comedy, but one scene, especially from Austin Powers, that always cracks me up is when she's like hammering stuff into his butt. And so like seeing her like
the silhouette
scrub the thing, and it was perfect.
Well, they're talking about like cooking a turkey.
This is
and
a really dirty oven.
Yeah, that was really. But if you look at the oven, it's so clean. I mean, I
It's
guess you
so
could
clean.
presume she's been cleaning it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really clean. But like, it does that whole thing where one of the bad guys is like looking through like what is it, like a
And
heat
I
seek?
The
love him.
blinds.
I
Yeah.
love him. He's also in Abigail. We've mentioned it here before. I think I've recommended as a double feature, but he's in Abigail and he's hilarious. Like he is so funny.
Kevin Durant.
Yes, I cannot wait to see him in more because I find him absolutely funny.
Yeah, he was good. He was in the Butterfly Effect, and like you said, Abigail. He's an X-Men Wolverine, and Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. So he's done some comedic work, and he was good.
And
I
Real
wasn't too.
Steel.
I didn't really recognize him, but I thought he did a pretty good job also. As I said in my opening line about a Weird Al concert, the whole concept is like once these people get their brain fucked up and they're primal again, everyone's going to get saved into this like bunker where Weird Al is going to be
Not everyone, right? Just the elite. Like they're
The
supposed to
elite,
start
yeah.
over. They're gonna let everybody kill themselves, like destroy themselves, and then the elite are hiding in a bunker.
And the big promo is Weird Al will be there, and it's like
Performing,
perfect,
yeah.
because Weird Al was in the original trilogy. I think he's in the first one and the third one. Weird
Yeah.
Al, so it was nice to to bring him back. This is right up his alley. Another scene I thought that was pretty funny is when he's in the bar and we see Cody Rhodes playing a bartender, and he's like, "You killed my brother," and he's like, "Oh, can you be more specific?" He's like, "Oh, you shot him in the back. He was unarmed." He's like, "Yeah, be more specific. He was white." "Oh, you're Tony's
Oh,
brother."
that one guy.
"Oh, you're Tony's brother." Yeah. A nice little commentary on police brutality. I was kind of expecting not more cameos, but I think I would have liked like maybe when, he smashes his face and the face changes. It'd be pretty funny to see like different cameos right there of like different people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty funny.
I mean, I liked how his eyebrows were changing and everything.
Yeah.
Was funny to me.
For sure. And then the guy, the main villain, who is played by Danny Hudson, who he's been in quite a few things. Marie Antoinette, Children of Men. Again, he was also an X-Men Origins Wolverine. But he's like having a drink with Beth, Pamela Anderson's character, and she's about to take a drink, and he's like, "Oh, it's from the Bill Cosby collection."
Yeah. And she's all
He's like,
spitting it
"Oh,
out.
yeah." Just like little bits like that. One of the sponsors is called Gorilla Nut, and it's like an energy drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just so many different things like that. We also get what's her name? CCH Pounder, who is like the police chief Davis in this movie, and the whole bit of her husband being asleep the whole time.
Not to wake him.
Yeah.
And he's walking.
She answers the phone in the middle of the night and she's like, "Get me Drebin now." And he's like immediately there. And then we see in the next scene, like he's actually in the bedroom. It's just stupid shit like that. It was too funny. Another thing that I noticed, what I was saying, like in the background towards the end, they're in front of a coffee shop. For those of you that, either haven't seen it and you're listening to spoilers or you're going to watch it again, look in the back towards the end. They're in front of a coffee shop. And all I see is this logo of like a coffee bean and a finger like flicking, and it's called Flicking the Bean. Like,
I can't believe I missed that. That's amazing.
I missed it the first time, but the second time I'm like, wait, is that? And it's like a symbol like this.
That is
so I appreciated that. Yeah. And then ultimately the big plan is that there's going to be I don't know if it's for New Year's. Are they celebrating New Year's, like the big event at the WWFC? I don't remember what it is, but they have the two balls, right, where they're supposed to drop.
Yeah.
They're supposed to drop, and that's supposed to trigger this plot device, right?
Yeah.
But the one thing I appreciated, the arena they're at is clearly the crypto.com arena, but it's called Ponzi Scheme.com arena. I was like, fuck yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. Well, I'll say this, and I probably could have said this in the spoiler-free part, but one thing that I think that's underrated about this movie and comedies like this is it's really well shot and edited. I think editing is really important on like timing and like transitions and the kind of shots you choose, because that's almost a character in itself to get the punchline off. You know what I mean?
It's the
and they do a
storytelling.
really great job of that. it's a storytelling. Yeah, it's part of it. It's part of it. I love that they have that whole discussion about the Black Eyed Peas, and then it circles back in a fight scene where he's fucking everyone up, but not shooting them. He's just like using the ammo and kicking it and just doing all kinds of shit. Shoots a tooth. I thought of you again, Adrian, when the guy the clip hits him in the tooth, it comes out, lands back in the gun, shoots it back in.
Anytime someone like talks about the Black Eyed Peas like in their movie or stuff, there's this quote from James Spader when he's in The Office, the TV show, where he says like the Black Eyed Peas, it's rap for people who don't like rap, it's rock for people who don't like rock, it's pop for people who don't like pop. And Ryan's like, yeah, he's actually right. Anytime the Black Eyed Peas come up, I always think of that.
Yeah, and just to circle back, that's where like the villain Kane is like, you know, back with the black guy. I want to be like the Black Eyed Peas, where you could say retard or let's get retarded or whatever it was, you know, and like that's kind of around the timeline of where that shifted, because they had to edit out the song and say let's get it started.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a benchmark of where like being more conscious of the words we use is important. One thing I just also want to say, I really appreciated the homage they paid to Leslie Nielsen. See, now I'm getting their names mixed up now.
Nielsen.
Thank you, Leslie Nielsen. When he's talking to him, he's like, you know, if you're proud of me, Dad, you know, give me a sign, like maybe an owl, or like show me an owl or something. And then it comes back and there's this owl and he helps him like save the day. He's carrying him. He's fucking up the cops. He shits on Kane. Way to go, Dad. You still got it, you know? And like, as silly and stupid as it was, I had a moment where I was like, my heart is warm. Like,
you're like, ah.
Like Leslie would be so proud, I think. You know what I mean? Rest in peace. But I really appreciated that. And then did you guys stay for the mid-credit, the credits, the post-credit? Did you guys see all that?
Dying that there was like a section that was literally just tennis rackets. The name of tennis rackets in the credits. Like,
dude, there's so much that. Like you have to pay attention to the credits to catch it. Yeah.
You know what? And there would be, if I ever went back to go see this movie or when it comes on streaming, I'm going to have to like pause through all of them, because I've been seeing clips of like the different sections. Hilarious. They had like the Netflix password on there.
Yeah, Netflix password and some random like combination of letters and shit. Yeah. There's so much and it's blended into the regular credits. So you really got to be like watching to see where the jokes are at. And then he's singing, like in the background, Frank is singing the song that he spent studio time to write for Beth. We get to hear it. Sorry, one thing I have to talk about, which is maybe the best part of this movie, is that whole like montage of them on the retreat or away at the cabin and the fucking snowman that they bring to life.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like a horror, like that. What's that horror one where he turns evil?
Jack Frost or something, maybe.
Yeah. Had that vibe to him.
For sure. Like they bring the snowman to life and they're like having a good time, and then like they're all kind of getting sexual together, and you see the snowman's hand and they're like eating his hand and putting fucking cherry flavor on it like a snow cone. But then he sees them like in the hot tub and he can't get in the hot tub, and like Frank pushes him away and suddenly it like flips. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, this movie's fucking going there. That might have been my favorite part of this movie. Sorry, the mid-credit scene, police squad gets reopened, and then we also see like that freeze frame like you see in movies where it's like freeze here, where everyone's frozen except for Frank and Beth, and they're like, what's going on here? What's going on here, you know? I thought that was great. And then lastly,
the homage to the little car.
What do you mean the little car?
You know when they start and they're like in the cop car and it's just a little siren.
Yes. That was awesome. That a good homage to how they opened all the previous Naked Guns. That was great, and it even ends at the same donut shop where it's a dozen donuts for $1.99. It's like, what the fuck, man? You know how much donuts are now? Shit.
Yeah.
But I also appreciated the very like comedy from beginning to end, and the last bit after the credits is now welcoming Weird Al, and he's there in like the doomsday bunker. It's like, where is everybody? Kane, you know, like fucking great. I love this movie. It was such a good time. I can't wait to own it, to be honest. Like, this is one I'd love to have. It's gonna hold up, I think. And hopefully it sparks comedies like this. Like, we have a new scary movie coming, and it's in that same vein. You know what I mean?
There's another Blazing Saddles coming out or something, right? Isn't
Oh,
there?
is there?
Or Spaceballs? What is it?
Spaceballs 2.
Spaceballs 2? Yeah.
We need it, man. We haven't.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
don't have
Like, there
comedies like
better
this. And the
not be
fact that,
another
like,
Blazing Saddles coming out. That movie should not be touched.
It's Spaceballs, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one where Mel's coming back, and he looks old.
Way to go, Mel. I mean, thank you to the comedy geniuses of our time and our parents' time, because it's fucking great. Honestly, this might be the best comedy I've seen since, fuck, dude, I don't know. Like,
While.
Super Bad comes to mind, but that's fucking old, you know? I'm sure there's
that's
something
what I'm
in
saying.
between
Like,
that,
maybe
but,
like early 2010s, kind of like that area was a lot of like good comedy movies that came out. But like you said, I mean, I was laughing throughout this entire movie, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And it's great to get to watch it with like a relatively full theater. So like everyone's you're sharing that energy. It's the importance, like I try to tell Adrian, of going to the theater. Like, there's something about certain movies that you share that experience with the crowd in the theater.
It was nice because I got to experience most of the original, and then the first half of this one with Anthony, and just hearing him laugh and get the jokes.
Because he hadn't seen them, right?
Nah, he hasn't seen any.
You're talking about the original, right? Yeah.
The original and this one, yeah.
But that's a great testament to like this kind of comedy.
For sure.
It transcends, right? There might be some like inappropriate jokes, but like you understand the intent. They do a good job of like the intention of the comedy is like, this is fucking stupid. Like, don't take it seriously. Right. Have a good time.
Let's all laugh.
Let's all laugh. With that, let's get to our double feature pairings here. Erica, what would you pair with The Naked Gun?
Now, I already mentioned this earlier, but it's going to be a specific number, and I'm going to go with Scary Movie 3. And only because the bits in this film are so funny. And I love that it's Signs. I love that it's, you got your girl from the well crawling out the TV, and like, it's so perfect. It's another aspect of physical comedy where I've praised them before, but Anna Faris and Regina Hall, that combo of comedy along with everybody else, it's just so funny, and I would highly recommend to watch it with this movie.
And you know who else is in that movie? Fucking Leslie Nielsen. You know what I mean? So that's great. Yeah. That's great. Kevin Hart, Charlie Sheen, right? Jeremy Piven, Pamela Anderson is in Scary Movie 3. Like, great call. Adrian, what would you pair with The Naked Gun?
I would go Austin Powers, the International Man of Mystery.
One.
Yeah, the first one. It was obviously inspired by Naked Gun. So many of their bits are trying to mimic the same kind of style of comedy where it's joke on top of joke right after a joke. A lot of physical jokes in comedy, like when he gets stuck going back and forth. I don't know if I'm in a little ass hallway trying to make a U-turn. Just little stuff is just so funny and so good. I would definitely watch that because it's just as fun of a time.
And just like Naked Gun, it's like a parody on like Secret Agents or like 007 James Bond. Shout out Goldeneye from our draft. Erica took that from us.
Favorite bit from Austin Powers though is how bad Dr. Evil wants sharks with lasers on their head, and then in Goldmember he finally gets sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their head.
Right. Just so silly.
I love gold.
There's no Austin Powers if there wasn't a Naked Gun. So both great pairings. I would go even one step back before Naked Gun, and I would recommend Airplane. We talked about it a little bit. To me and my money, that's the first movie that came out that I remember seeing, obviously not when it came out, but was like this kind of humor, right? And before that, obviously you have the slapstick of like the Three Stooges or Laurel and Hardy and things like this. But Airplane was bringing that kind of comedy into a new age at the time. Naked Gun the next version, and so on and so forth. So Airplane, the white zone is for loading, and then like just so many. And you get Leslie Nielsen in
Kareem.
that. You get Leslie
Yeah.
Nielsen, you get Kareem in that also. So have yourself a night and watch all 4 movies. You know what I mean? Everything we recommended, just have a good time and laugh with these
Yeah, it's a good
pairings.
workout, like for sure. If you're working on your core, you're trying to get your 6-pack in, beach season, like go watch these 4 movies because you'll laugh your ass off. Your abs will feel it, I promise.
100%, 100%. Well, let's get to drafting stock, and then we'll wrap up here. This one's going to be interesting because there's some cameos that are really quick. We didn't talk about it, but you have the likes of like Dave Bautista shows up real quick, and
Love Batista.
yeah, he did pretty good. He did pretty good. But let me bring up our wheel here. Here we go. Going first to draft stock for The Naked Gun is, you son of a bitch. Erica is going first.
Because you said her name.
I know. I put it out there. All right, here we go.
Tell,
Me and Adrian.
You have to
Adrian's
say my
second.
name.
Adrian's second. Well, you got first. Don't worry.
Oh, easy there, Beyonce.
Hey, say my name. I didn't say it. Adrian said it. Get out of here. I didn't say it. All right. Who would you like to draft, Erica, from The Naked Gun?
I'm going to take Pam Anderson. I love her so much. I want to see her be so successful. I want her come back to just be amazing, and it's already started off very well. So I'm glad to have her here.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even really talked about, the rumors of her and Liam dating. I don't know if, like, at first I was really excited about it. I'm like, this is great, but is it a marketing tool? Which, if it is, it's brilliant. And if it's not, good for them. Erica doesn't want to believe it. Okay.
The only reason
I hope you're
say
right.
no is because they were just recently on a talk show together, both her and Liam Neeson, and his son was in the audience, and his son was like super pumped and jazzed about them having some kind of relationship going on right now. And I think that they're finding each other at a really good time in their life. So it's really pleasant to see.
I don't know if it's the same interview, but I saw one where like the interviewer asks them about their relationship, and Liam's response is like straight out of my book. Like, we don't want to put like a label on it. We just have this chemistry and we want to let it ferment. We want to let it just do its thing. I'm like, attaboy.
It doesn't work for Mikey, and it didn't work for Liam. Nobody bought that.
I'll plead the fifth. Adrian, who do you want to draft on for stock here?
Man, I mean, Liam's old, right?
He is.
That's kind of tough to get his stock.
Fucking Qui-Gon
It's good
Jinn,
stock.
man.
It's a high price. Qui-Gon Jinn, who recently in an interview, he kind of shit on his death, saying like, that's silly. He's a master Jedi and he falls for the old, I'm going up and then go down the middle. But yeah,
there's
I
like a
appreciate
new
him having fun with
theory that he had a vision of that happening, so he let it happen.
Obi-Wan style.
Yeah.
Like he let himself die.
Well,
I
I mean,
don't know.
and then if you remember, he like has the training, like the force projection training with Obi-Wan at the end of Revenge of the Sith. So I imagine that might have been something that he taught him.
It's implied that they have that. Yeah. Okay. Enough
You know
time to
what?
figure it out. Who are you going with?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with our boy Kevin Sergey Durand. I liked him in Wolverine. I liked him in Austin Powers. I liked him in a few things like Real Steel. He had a little bit bigger, like more screen time in Real Steel. But yeah, I'll take him.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna talk out loud because I'm torn between two: Paul Walter Hauser or Dave Bautista. I think Paul Walter Hauser has a lot of big roles coming up. He's definitely like his stock, I think, is on the up. Dave Bautista's been in the acting game a while. I think his performance, obviously, in Guardians of the Galaxy, was really strong and showed that comedic chops that he can have. He's going to be coming out in a couple other movies. I believe I just read it today that he's going to be in the new, like a remake of Highlander.
Oh,
You know what? I think I'm gonna take Paul Walter Hauser. He was in the Fantastic Four. He was the the Mole Man or whatever, right?
Yeah.
He was great in I, Tonya. I don't know if you guys saw that about Tonya
yes.
Harding and that
Mhm.
whole debacle that took place.
And
He was a voice in
Sebastian
Inside
Stan.
Out too. So Paul Walter Hauser. What about Sebastian Stan?
He's in I, Tonya.
Oh yes, he is. Yes. Okay. Shout out. I think I have him from A Different Man. So look forward
I
to see
have
what
him.
Sebastian Stan does next too. Really? Okay. Well.
Yes.
Nonetheless, thank you guys for listening. Make sure to follow us on all of our socials, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok. We've got a letterbox. We've got a website, seeingthispod.com, and we've got an email, seeingthisemail@gmail.com. If you listened to our draft, Erica suggested write an email so then she can shit on you. So if you want to get shit on by Erica, exclusive opportunity. Write us an email and let's see. Let's find out. Write in to find out what happens.
I'm telling you right now. We're finding out right now. The answer is no.
We'll see, guys. We'll see. Make sure to reach out to us. We'd love to hear back. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, become a part of our tribe. It goes a long way if you just click that like button on YouTube, on your podcast, wherever you're listening, watching. We got Weapons coming up. Adrian, I hope you're ready for this one. Weapons, the same director as Barbarian.
I seen the previews for it.
We're trying to pull you out of that horror closet. We've done pretty good. I think you've enjoyed the ones that we've watched on the podcast. So, folks, our next main review will be Weapons. We got a lot of anniversaries coming up for our bonus episodes, so keep an eye on that. But until then, stay safe.
Peace.
I know I can do that. Yeah. Let's see.
God damn it, Dutch! What other errands do you have us running for the DA?
What other errands do you have us running for the DA?